Hi everyone, it's Giselle here with a channeled message from our beloveds. I felt very strongly guided to do this today because it's something that's been going round and round in my mind for a few days now, but today they said, please do this message. We really need to let this one out, for people to hear. So I'll just give you a bit of an introduction as to how this came about. Yesterday was the 11th of December and I performed a meditation and ritual in the park. I was guided to perform the 11/11 ritual that I actually did last month. Last month I got a piece of jewelry to put my crystal in, my manifestation crystal, and I got a new silver necklace because the one I'd originally bought for it got tarnished really badly, and since it wasn't real silver it couldn't get cleaned, so I got a necklace last month, 11/11, and this month I felt really strongly guided to actually get a ring. For those of you who follow Nikki, Divine Love Crystal Grid's messages, you will probably know that she, I'm not sure if this was a couple of weeks ago now, but she said she felt very strongly to tell everyone to get a rose or a bouquet of roses and see that as a gift from their beloved to them. And that's how I felt about this ring, because whilst it's powerful to manifest through visualization, things become so much more real when you have actually something tangible to hold on to. So this is why I felt guided to just get this ring. It wasn't an expensive ring, but to me it represents the physical and tangible evidence, just like you were guided to buy those roses, I was guided to buy this piece of jewelry so that I could see it, and it really does make me smile whenever I look at it. It's not just any old engagement ring looking ring either. It was not a real emerald, but it was just a green cubic zirconia on a gold-plated band. But what it represents is the emerald is a stone of unconditional love, and I remember getting a reading just a couple of months after me and my beloved had met, and the reader told me that she could see a ring for me from my beloved, which was an emerald engagement ring. And I at the time was kind of like, this is when I wasn't fully into using crystals, and I kind of knew what crystals were for and the uses, but this wasn't. I was kind of a bit baffled, like, why an emerald? Like, what an odd stone. Why? I never really understood it until now. When I reflect on it, I can see why, because when I looked up the meaning, it is unconditional love, true love. And that's what our connection is. It is true love and unconditional love, and now I completely see why it would be an emerald. So I just got that to help me with my manifestation rituals, to just make it feel so real that I can actually feel it on my finger. And so the reason why I'm telling you this is because I'm trying to link in the two events of me performing the rituals, one last month, one this month. I got a piece of jewelry on each occasion, and the ring just so happens to be the only one of that kind in the shop available on that day, and it was the exact size of my engagement finger. So I thought, yeah, well, that's a sign, isn't it? And so I bought it. And I performed my meditation and then my 11:11 ritual. And as I stepped through the gates and made the promise to my beloved, I put it on my finger so that it is a promise. It's a promise that, yes, this journey isn't easy, my darling, but I am here and I'm not letting go. And I will continue to do the work that I'm guided to do because you are doing a fantastic job at helping me, getting me to stay on track and recognizing these messages that you want me to channel for everyone. So the message is that our divine loves are reawakening. Not awakening, but reawakening. And the way in which they showed me this was that they reminded me of the time that I basically, when I was little, and I was only maybe 3 or 4 years old, I was a medium. So I was born with the mediumship gifts because ever since I could remember, I saw who I thought were people, but they were actually loved ones from people that had passed on, but I didn't know any different. I just thought that they were ordinary people until one day I was messing about with my mum's makeup and one of those people stepped out of a picture that was in this room, and it turned out that she was a loved one from that family, a sister and a daughter who had passed probably about a year before, and she felt that she had to be there to keep the family together and to still take care of everyone. So she said that she does their dishes, which I thought was rather peculiar. And I thought, well, is that all you do now, is just do their dishes? And she thought I was just too chatty and too curious as a child. So basically, I'd always been a medium, but through conditioning and my parents being really religious, they didn't like that. They were scared of it, and to the point where going to church every Sunday and learning basically their views, which is not the truth now, I feel, but it was the views of the people there who ran Sunday school and all that, that mediumship, they felt, was not of, didn't belong in their religion. It was a taboo. It was something they were scared of. And basically through years and years of them telling this to me, I repressed it. And my beloved is saying to me, look, I've always known that you were the one. Even before we met, I could feel the energy when we were talking, you know. And then when I did finally meet you in person, I felt it. I mean, I felt it too. I recognized a quiet security within him, that he knew something that I only half knew. I hope this is making sense to everyone. Basically, he recognized within me a soul connection. Even before I recognized it in him. I mean, I recognized something within him, but the way that he showed me what he recognized was so much stronger. Like it's almost like he saw our future the moment that we met. And with me, it took a little while to catch up and to actually understand what he saw. So he was the one who first knew and woke up to this, and I only caught up with him a few months later and only then really discovered the magnitude of our connection. But then, of course, he didn't quite understand what this was, so it scared him to the point that he got discouraged and felt that it wasn't a viable or realistic thing to do. Of course, it didn't help that we were thousands of miles apart, so it did discourage him. But what he's saying to me through making me remember all these things through my personal journey of, you were a medium, so you were awake when you were little. Then you went to sleep because of religion and people scaring you that being a medium was wrong. He's trying to liken that to his journey. Like, he knew, he awoke to this connection the moment we met, the moment we looked into each other's eyes. And through him getting scared as well, he then went, and put this to the back of his mind. But what he's saying is, just as I awoke to this again and embraced my gifts and not shied away. I mean, I had to do a complete overhaul of my religious beliefs. Basically, I wouldn't consider myself religious anymore. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. I don't feel like I belong in any religion. I feel like the religion I grew up with has held me back so much that I prefer to have a completely different relationship with the Creator, and that works for me. I don't feel that any religion is for me, so I go with what I feel in my heart is right. But he said that he's doing the same now, just as I am reawakened to my gifts and to my abilities as a medium, he is doing the same, and the collective is doing the same. They are now reawakening. They knew at the very beginning what this was all along. They couldn't put it in words. It wasn't like anything they'd ever experienced in their lives, but they saw the future in our eyes. They saw this bond, and as a man you are conditioned pretty much, or a masculine, to be level-headed, realistic, logical. And because this didn't make sense, because this is a journey of the heart and not of the mind, you have to go within your heart to know all the answers, because your mind will put you right off. And because of their conditioning, they couldn't make sense of it, which is why they've had to retreat, pull back, and have some time on their own, so that they could really understand what this was. But now, as time has come now to, I feel very strongly that they are starting to really reawaken to this and to wanting to reconnect with us. So this is a message of hope and of compassion and understanding. They just want to say, please, we are trying, and we are really, really committed to this. We are committed to you. We know what this is. We've known all along what this is. We just need now to develop and to allow us this time, please, to reawaken ourselves. And we will come for you, we promise. The life of your dreams is not out of reach. Promise you. So, I hope that this message resonated. If you were drawn to this video, I truly hope that this has helped, and that this has helped you to see what your beloved is going through. And because reawakening is not an easy process, like, I couldn't just slide back in to my gifts as they had been dormant for so long. It really was a process of me redeveloping and reigniting that. And so they are asking, it may take them some time, but they're working on it. And they promise you it's worth the wait. They wouldn't waste your time. They love you too much. And if ever you're doubting whether this message is for you, Go within your heart. Your heart knows the truth. It will never let you down. If the feelings you're feeling for the person that you have in mind are feelings of warmth, love, compassion, unconditional love, forgiveness, and hope, then you know it is them. And of course, if you are feeling quite the opposite, if you're feeling cold and disconnected, then ask yourself in meditation, what does this mean for me? And you will be given the answer. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely hope that this has resonated with you and given you some clarity on what is going on. Namaste.